Okay, let's talk about a moment that I know you know. We've all been there. That point where every single part of you just wants to stop, to give up. This is for anyone who's ever felt like they just can't take one more step. And it's all about how to find the strength to do exactly that. You know the feeling, right? The energy's just gone. The tank is totally empty. Maybe you're working late, you're exhausted, and it feels like you're just running in place while everyone else is sprinting past you. And that's when this question hits you like a ton of bricks. It's the one that can stop you dead in your tracks. It just echoes in your head, making you question every single ounce of effort you've poured into this thing. Look, this is more than just being tired, isn't it? It's the crushing weight of trying over and over and feeling like you're failing every time. It's that quiet little voice inside that says, hey, maybe quitting is actually the smart move here. But just hold on, because there's a completely different way to look at all of this.
So this brings us to a really crucial mindset shift. We're always told that motivation is everything. You gotta feel inspired to get things done. But what if that's not the whole story? What if the real secret weapon for success is something way less exciting, but a million times more reliable?
This is something you've got to remember. Seriously. Think about the people at the absolute top of their game. Pro athletes, incredible artists, successful entrepreneurs. Do you really think they wake up every single morning just bursting with motivation? No way. They have those days where they feel empty, full of doubt, just like you and me.
And that right there is the huge difference. Motivation is awesome. It's like the spark that gets the engine to turn over. But discipline is the gasoline. It's the system, the habit, the simple commitment you make to yourself to just show up, especially when you don't feel like it.
So here's the bottom line. It's a simple little equation, but man, is it powerful. When you learn to lean on discipline, your feelings don't get to call the shots anymore. You do. Okay, so discipline is key. We get it. But let's be real. On the absolute hardest days, even discipline can feel like you're trying to lift a car. And that's when you have to dig a little deeper. That's when you have to remember your why. You know, it all comes down to perspective. It's so easy to get lost in the weeds, right? To get bogged down by how hard every single step is. When that happens, you lose sight of where you're even going. So just for a second, I want you to zoom out. Remember that initial spark? That huge, maybe even crazy goal that got you so excited you started this whole journey? And you know what? We need to completely reframe what these bad experiences even are. A struggle isn't a dead end. It's how you grow. A failure isn't the end of the world. It's how you gain wisdom. And pain is a signal that you are pushing yourself, that you are making real, honest-to-goodness progress. You know, to really see this in action, let me tell you a quick story about a painter. A painter who was one single decision away from giving it all up, right before his entire world was about to change. So this painter, Arjun, he knew his why. He had this incredible passion, this dream to share his art, and it drove him to create day in and day out. He was pouring his entire soul onto these canvases.
The problem was, the world just wasn't listening. 50 rejections. Can you just imagine the weight of that number? 50 times he was told no. 50 times the door was slammed in his face. That little voice of doubt must have been screaming at him.
And this is the moment everything changed. He hit his breaking point. But instead of quitting, he did something really important. He let go of trying to get approval from the outside world. And he just reconnected with why he started painting in the first place. For the love of it. No pressure, no expectations, just for himself.
And you can probably guess what happened next. That was the one. That was the painting. The one he made out of pure passion with no one else in mind. It was real, it was authentic, and it's the one that finally got him noticed.
And his story teaches us something so powerful. That moment where you feel like you're completely broken down, like you have nothing left to give. So often, that's just the darkness right before the dawn.
Okay, so that's a great story, but what can you and I actually do when we're in that dark place? Let's build a quick, practical toolkit for those really, really bad days. Let's break it down into 4 simple, practical things. First up, rest, don't quit. There's a huge difference between being exhausted and being done. Learn to tell them apart. Second, celebrate the small wins. Don't wait until the very end to be proud of yourself. Every small step forward is a victory. Third, surround yourself with good energy. Be ruthless about cutting out negativity and find people and things that inspire you. And last, always come back to your why. Write it down on a sticky note, make it your phone background, whatever it takes to keep it in front of you.
All right, let's bring this all together. Let's talk about that final push, because if you can understand what this moment really means, it could change everything for you. I want you to really hear this, because this is maybe the most important reframe of all. That overwhelming desire to quit, that's not a sign that you're failing. It's often a signal that you have pushed so hard and come so far that you are right on the edge of your breakthrough. The resistance is always the strongest right before you break through.
So when you feel that pressure building, that urge to just walk away, don't panic. For just a moment, pause and just take a breath.
It's okay to feel it. Acknowledge that it's hard, acknowledge the struggle, and then let it go.
Because in the end, that's all it ever really comes down to. Not some giant leap, not a heroic finish. Just one more step.
So if you take one thing away from all of this, let it be this. The finish line is so often hidden just around the next corner. You've come too far to only come this far. Keep going. You are so much closer than you think.